In this tutorial, I want to show you guys some of the maintenance things that you can do for your Zios just to make it run a little bit smoother and keep it kind of clean and optimized essentially. So one of the add-ons that I've added recently would be the XBMC Hub Maintenance add-on. That one actually just came out, I believe, over Christmas or the holiday season. It allows you to basically do things that you once had to do by FTPing or getting into the system files, and it wasn't something that was easy for the average user to do. So XBMC Maintenance Hub or XBMC Hub Maintenance came out for the purpose of helping people clean up the basically leftover junk. Um, what you're going to do is you go into this shortcut that I've created on the home screen there, and you would go down to Maintenance. In maintenance, you're going to have a whole bunch of different options. One of the options you want to select is going to be delete my cache. I would recommend doing that maybe once a month, things like that. So when you click on that, it's just going to say that's all done. Click OK. Click on the two dots. He'll bring you back to this menu. Another thing you can do is delete some of the thumbnails. So what you're going to notice is as you were browsing one channel and all these different add-ons, it's going to download thumbnail files and store those thumbnail files in the system files. Trouble with that is as you browse over time and time again, it basically overloads the system because the system is going to save those thumbnails just like it would on a computer when you're browsing the web, just like it saves cookies. It's going to save those files so that it loads faster the next time you go into it. What you can do to help speed it up is every once in a while come in here, delete the thumbnail cache files. It'll basically reload them when you load the page. It may take a little bit of time to load the images again, depending on your internet connection, but it's going to allow it so that it cleans up some of that system memory. Then you're going to click on the two dots again. Then the last one I want to show you guys, this will really help, is that over time, as your add-ons update themselves, you're going to notice that sometimes the system can get slow because there's going to be a whole bunch of packages. These package files are when the add-on updates to the newest version, it saves a package file so that you can roll back to the previous update if the current one doesn't work on your system. That I would recommend deleting the packages every once in a while because those packages are going to build up as new updates come out all the time for these add-ons. So it's not going to delete the add-ons themselves like the top one will, which I don't recommend doing. It'll just delete the package files from the previous updates. So when you click on that, it'll do a scan. Found 148 files on here. Click yes, and it's all done. So we click OK, click on those two dots again, and that pretty much is some of the maintenance that you can do. I don't want to spend too much time on this. Don't play around with too many of the settings in here because you can, like for instance, some of the fixes and tweaks and things like that, because it can screw up the system. For example, the one channel Eden fix in here was for the previous version of XBMC. So that's something we don't want to play around with. If you're finding, if I find any, I will update you guys as far as fixes and things that you can use. I just don't recommend doing them because some of the stuff's for other file or systems and things like that, like the Apple TV and stuff like that. So I believe if we go into tweaks, these are some of the advanced XML files. Different ones do different things. Again, I don't recommend playing around with too many of this stuff unless you know what you're doing. So the only thing I would concentrate on is your maintenance, and it's just the three things: delete packages, delete thumbnails, and delete cache. So that kind of wraps it up for the maintenance tutorial, I guess. Any questions you guys have, let me know and just leave comments below.
XBMC Hub helpers.
Hello again, I'm Ouch with XBMC Hub Helpers from xbmchub.com, and I'm back with another video guide / walkthrough. This time we are going to walk through the updated version of XBMC Hub's maintenance tool. written by Mikey1234. This developer does a lot of updates and he does them rapidly. So constantly make sure you're up to date with the latest version and information, which can be found on our forums. There you will make sure you're up to date with whatever's been added in the following weeks or the past weeks and months. To get to this tool, you simply need to make sure you have the XBMC Hub official repository installed, which can be found via the Fusion installer. If you're not sure what any of this is, check our other videos or hop over to our website. There is some getting started steps that are clarified over there, and then you can just come back and pick up the video where you left off. For the rest of us, let's go ahead and hop on into our video and then add-on section. And let's navigate right here to XBMC Hub Maintenance. You'll notice that the version I'm discussing is 3.9a. This may be updated by the time you see this. It's hard to tell, but let's go ahead and jump on in. One of the tips I want to share with you that was pointed out by the developer is when using this tool, opt for the view option media info. If I press left, I'm given the option to change the view type. You can see I'm scrolling through different ways that this setup can look. We want it to be on media info. And what this does is it sets up on the right hand side a little description of each option and setting that's up on this installer or on this tool. This is most prevalent under the fixes category. So let's jump into the fixes category and take a look. So we see there's many one-channel fixes, as this is one of the bigger problems on the forums right now. And you'll see that the developer has actually written instructions here on when to use it. So Mikey has put down, use this if you get this error in your log. And he actually puts it out here in text, enabling you to open up that log file, take a peek, or use the search function. And if you have that error, you apply this fix and you're good to go. As well as the one channel reboot fix, which is coming from a couple people on the forums, one channel database fix, and the one channel / IceFilms Metacache fix. I'm not going to read all the descriptions because you can do that yourself within the add-on, but I wanted to point out that it is there and it does help you greatly. Tweaks, maintenance, how-to videos, this is all the exact same information as before. So maintenance is intended to clear memory, clear space from your machine. How-to videos are little guide type videos and introduction videos of tools that might be helpful. And then of course we can add the Fusion installer and install the XBMC Hub repo if you haven't done so already to get to this point. And one of the more important things, the upload your log file. As we said in the last video, once you open this installer for the first time, let's press C and go to add-on settings. When you do so, this enables you to put in an email address. So use one that you will be able to receive a notification from, whatever email address is on your phone. Any of this will do. And this way it can actually, let's go ahead and put something in here instead of talking for a moment. And what this will do is enable you to load your log to the cloud and then get an email with a link to your log file that you can then share with us on the forums or via the IRC chat. So this is something you want to do right out of the box. Also, hub settings, download path. This is worth setting up. Let's first just do it and then I'll explain it. So let's set the download path to my home folder and to desktop, right next to FDR's mother's folder. Alright, so what this is going to let you do is with this tool, when it downloads items such as the Fusion installer, the repo, or even the infamous SiO2 skin, then this will help you know exactly where it's downloaded and makes it easier to install. So let's give a quick example of what that looks like. If you're not familiar with the SiO2 skin, then you are missing out. It's based on Apple's latest iOS interface for the Apple TV, but it's much, much better. A lot of features, a lot of extras, definitely worth implementing on your system as soon as possible. But that skin is intended for Frodo only, but the developer has agreed to release a final edited version for us Eden users who haven't jumped onto the release candidates yet. So if you want to try this out and you're on Eden, this is the way to do it. We're going to click install and we're going to choose the latest one, 1.1.9, and you'll see it's going to download and copy the file. This is where our download path comes into play because we now know exactly where the file is being downloaded for us. We'll give it a second, and the speed in which it gets done will absolutely depend on your network connection. Mine is rather abysmal, but that's okay. And like that, we're going to have it installed. We'll get a little window that says a new window will open, and it tells us to install the file once we know where the download path is. So it backs us out. We're going to choose to install, and now we can simply navigate to the folder we told it to download to. I'm going to select that skin. Would you like to switch to the skin? Yes, I would. Or information you need help with, visit me at xbmchub.com.